Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Simply Nerdy. I'll be your host today, even though my voice is kind of gone from having a cold. But I'm Steven. I'm joined today by Anthony.
Hey, everyone.
We wanted to talk about Byleth because, as you know, Byleth is out in the wild, in Smash.
Just
available
released.
to play. We have played as Byleth, and we wanted to give you our thoughts.
Well, Steven's played Byleth quite a bit more than I have, but we've both tried him. Tried them.
That's true. I did try both. And all I have to say, Anthony, is Byleth is a freaking walking tank. His moves are incredibly strong. He is a slow mover, or he or she. Byleth is a slow mover, but has a lot of power in all of his attacks, mostly all of his attacks. And about 2 of them can break your shield and cause major havoc really, really fast. Even though he's a Fire Emblem character, and I was really upset, I've actually I'm kind of turning around because I find that Byleth is so unique to the other Fire Emblem characters that we've had so far, and his weapon styles are just so unique that I feel like I can be okay with it. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal, considering that you are neither a Fire Emblem fan nor were you happy that. I mean, you already weren't a Fire Emblem fan, and now it was even more offensive. So that's a pretty big deal.
That is true. It has also piqued my interest in playing Three Houses. Actually, I won't lie. I might want to actually try Three Houses now.
Ah, okay.
And I'm not a JRPG guy, so there you go. That's
a big deal too. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to try that one myself. It's on my log. It's my backlog. Eventually. Well, I didn't get to try him as much as you did, but I do feel like I kind of have a similar story that my initial negative impressions have been smoothed a bit, shall we say. I do agree. I think the thing that is kind of fun is that there is a lot more variety in this character than initially let on. I mean, you know, ostensibly he's a sword user, but in a lot of ways he really isn't. He's more like a multi-weapon user. And that was actually one of the things that I didn't pick up on super well when during the presentation, and that's probably in part due to the fact that I was sitting there like, Fire Emblem, I don't want to watch this.
That was me too. I just turned it off.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the rest of the presentation. Sorry, Sakurai.
I didn't get very far either, to be honest. Which maybe I need to fix. But I remember one of the points he was making that I don't think I allowed myself to listen to long enough to understand is that he was saying that each of the different weapon types that Byleth uses is tied to the direction that you're pressing when you do an attack, and that's actually at first I was thinking, but is that really the case? Because some of this kind of seems like it might be context specific, but it's actually pretty straightforward. Like it's surprisingly straightforward. I think it's cool how many different weapons you can use and how it's easy to know which one you're about to use. Okay. I think maybe here's the point I'm trying to make with that big long monologue there, which I apologize for now. I'm so sorry. Byleth is really only a 1/4 sword user, and that's actually kind of refreshing because, again, Fire Emblem is a bunch of sword users, at least as far as Smash Bros is concerned, and plus it's also Fire Emblem. So we all I think just expected that it was just going to be run of the mill, and I think it's a little bit less so, at least that we all thought than we all thought. So that was refreshing, and like you said, Steven, I think there is definitely a lot more variety in the moveset too, because I feel like he's overall he, she, they. I guess I'll say they. I don't want to be sexist here. So I think overall they're kind of a slow character. I think it also kind of varies based on the weapon type you're using because, for example, the down B when they use the axe club, I forget the name
tank
of the
move?
game. The tank move. It's kind of like a Falcon Punch style, except I think he even compared it to the Falcon Punch, and it's even slower, but probably evidently more powerful. So
and it can be attacked when you're doing it. He won't even flinch.
Yeah, it's got super armor. Yeah.
Dude.
And then on kind of it seems like a completely different character battle style. Then you have the forward B, which is very reminiscent of Pit and Dark Pit's like upper dash arm or electroshock arm move. And then like the up B seems like a lot more of a speedy character type thing. It seems like, I guess what I'm trying to say is that Byleth seems a lot more like a super hybrid character, depending on the weapon type you're using. And so that's going to be interesting to see how that develops in the meta. There's already some interesting things I've heard just from some of the the pros that are exploring Byleth's kit, as they say, and their capabilities.
Yeah.
It's been kind of interesting. I'm really curious to see where they land on the tier lists as far as what the pros say. But anyway, as far as I'm concerned, because I'm certainly not one of those pros that has either sufficient skills or sufficient technical knowledge to be able to postulate on all of those deep subjects. So I'll just say, for me, I'm pleasantly surprised by, in a lot of ways it kind of feels like, in terms of character make, that this is more of a Fire Emblem character in name only, and otherwise feels like a very fresh character that perhaps if it was someone else from a different series but had all the same moves, that maybe we wouldn't have any trouble with it. You know what I mean?
I totally agree. Yep.
So, color me pleasantly surprised.
And me as well.
Yeah, which is an even bigger deal, to be honest, because I think for me, I made a lot of qualifiers in our last video where I was saying I am a Fire Emblem fan, at least on a casual level, and I'm very excited to play Three Houses. But I was still disappointed by the announcement, and now I'm more like, you know what? Okay, I probably still would have picked someone else, but I think I'm fine with this now.
My interest has increased for Fire Emblem Three Houses. I don't know if it's to the point where I'll pay full price for it yet, but I'm at least interested in trying it out for myself.
Well, that is awesome. You heard it here, guys. Steven, who is an RPG heretic, has had his interest sparked. So
hold on. That's going a tad too far. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
What too far? Me calling you a heretic, or saying your interest is sparked?
Saying I'm interested sparked.
So you embrace the heretic epithet then?
I do. For now.
Lol.
I'm just kidding. I'll give it a shot. But anyway, you did hear her first, and hopefully you've all had a chance to play Byleth yourselves. If you have, let us know down in the comments. We want to know your thoughts. If you're okay with the DLC choice, if you are still upset about it, we'd love to know down in the comments. Thank you so much, and until next time.
Keep it nerdy, guys.